2017 was just a terrible year for me. So I'm just coming to give an update about everything that's really been going on. I might have two parts because sometimes this don't let me go past 10 minutes, and this is probably going to be a decent long video. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It depends on how I talk. I've been talking to myself all day trying to get ready for this video, and I mean, I might be different on actual video. So as y'all know, 2017, well, 2015, let's start over. 2015, I moved to Houston, Texas, from Arkansas with just me and my daughter. My fiance came later, but I moved. I saved $6,000 and I packed up my apartment in Arkansas and I moved to Texas. I had jobs when I got there. Houston was beautiful. There was no problem with Houston. I loved Houston. 2016 was a good year, no problems. I saved a lot of money. Me and my husband actually got engaged. Now, we've been together since 17, 18 years old, and we've just been together for so long, we never really thought about marriage until we got older. So we decided that we was going to go ahead and get married. It was just time. Found out I was pregnant that August, that me and my husband was doing our engagement pictures. So I have a 9-month-old. Her name is Eva Grace. She's not here with me now, but I do have a baby. I had her May 1st, 2017. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. Didn't even think I wanted more kids. She just came. I was having a lot of difficulty with getting, well, I wasn't having problems with getting pregnant. I was having problems with maintaining my pregnancies. So before my daughter, I had two literally stillborns. I had to give birth to my babies that were no longer living. I took a lot of losses in my life, but I bounced back plenty of times. So we just didn't think that we can really have kids, because it was really hard. So Eva came. We found out that I had a blood clot disorder. So we caught it in time for that pregnancy. I was a high-risk pregnancy for that whole year. I actually gave birth to her. She was beautiful. She was healthy, no issues. So I had her May 1st, 2017. Like I told y'all, I was engaged. We did not want to take off our engagement. We had already planned our wedding. We didn't want to hold back on our, we didn't find a reason to hold back. I mean, we've been together for so long, we just like, we're going to get married. So, we got married June 10th, 2017. I became a wife. So I feel like I was already a wife anyway, but I had the paperwork to prove it. So, I became a wife 2017. Also, I gave birth to a second child. Everything was good. No problems. We were still living in Houston. We were getting prepared, starting saving. We were going to buy a house 2019. We were prepared. Got my credit correct. We had saved money. We were ready to apply for a home loan as of 2019. Okay, so 2017, like I said, was not a good year. Might have a little breakdown on here, but I'm okay. September 2017, my husband passed away. We were only married for 3 months. He passed away of an asthma attack. He was healthy. He just had really, really, really bad asthma. I was at work. He hated going to the hospital. He thinks that he can calm his asthma down, but he can't. Sometimes he never really thought that his asthma was as serious as it was, but it was. His medicine was not working for him, and he did pass away in our apartment September 2017. We were married for 3 months, but we've been together, like I said, since the age of 17, 18. I've been with him for a pretty long time. People was like, oh man, y'all only been married for 3 months. Yeah, we was only married for 3 months, but I was with him majority of all of my 20s. We were best friends. Like, I don't regret anything. I was with him. We grew up together, basically. We matured together. So I mean, I didn't miss out on my husband. Like, it, I wasn't able to call him husband for a long time, but I was able to call him mine for a pretty long time. So, he was a father to my daughter, which was, that wasn't even my first child's father, but he took on that responsibility, and he was a big part of her life. So not only did I lose my husband, I lost my daughter's, lost her dad, and I lost my best friend. So he did pass away, and I'm coping with it. I'm dealing with it. So September of 2017, I actually moved back to Little Rock, Arkansas. Due to the fact of I wasn't thinking, I couldn't think at the time. All I knew was that I lost my husband. I didn't know what to do. I never even thought about losing him. I mean, I felt like we had so many more years to live our lives. I never really got prepared for if he left or if he passed. So I was so shocked, and I didn't know what to do from there. Like, I didn't know what was the next step. I barely even knew what was the step of doing a funeral, because me and my husband were the only two people in Houston. Was me, him, and my kids. We didn't have family in Houston. I was lost. As his wife, I had total control of everything, and I for the first time, I'm such an organized freak. And for the first time, I was lost. I didn't know what to do, how to plan, what to do next, how to start. I didn't know what to do. So my parents and his parents and his family came down to Houston the day after he passed, and they helped me pack. And my parents was like, you gotta move. You gotta move back to Arkansas. I mean, you gotta come back. You can't stay here. We can't let you stay here, because I guess my mom knows how I am, and she knows I just shuts down, and she's like, you gotta come back. Let us help you. Let us help you take care of these kids. So I packed up. I packed up everything, and we got on the road. I got my husband's body transferred to Arkansas, so he's here, buried in Arkansas. I planned his funeral. We buried him, and I mean, I've been just trying to live with it ever since. But when I came to my senses, Arkansas was just another depressing point for me, and I'm just like, I can't believe I moved back here. I never had a chance to think about it. I never had a chance to sit down, plan, and figure out what I was gonna do from this point. I just had to go. He did pass away in my apartment, so I'm like, I can't stay here. It was some nights that I had to go back to Houston and stay in that apartment, and I couldn't even sleep. I mean, to be honest with you, now I can't sleep. I was so used to sleeping near my husband. Sometimes I couldn't go to sleep unless he was here with me. So I'm still learning, if that makes sense, how to live without him, because I've been living with him so long. So we did move back to Little Rock. I did go completely broke. After paying for that wedding, after paying for the birth of my daughter, after paying for my husband's funeral, I went broke, and there was no way that I could get myself together and back afloat by myself in Houston. So I decided to move back to Little Rock. I've been back in Little Rock since September, and I hate it. I hate it. I really and truly hate it. But I can't really give up. Even when I really, really, really want to give up, I'm like, I can't. Before my husband passed, me and him came to agreement that I was going to go to nursing school. So I'm going to try to do that here in Little Rock, and I'm going to move me and my family back to Houston. It only feels right to do what I want to do. I've been trying to do what other people wanted me to do since my husband passed. I moved back here so that my daughter could be around my husband's family, because my husband was crazy about his mom and his sister. So I moved my daughter back so she can know her know her grandmother, know her nieces, know her cousins, know her auntie. But to me, it's not a happy place for me. Me and my husband, we grew up here. We were from here, and every little thing reminds me of him. Like, mean, I can go down the street and I'm like, oh, this is the street that we did this on. So it reminds me of him. And I remember when me and him left here, we said we would never come back. Even if anything happened to one of us, we would never come back. So I feel like it's only my place to keep that up. I mean, I want to go back to Houston. So I decided to start blogging. Before he passed, he was going to buy me a blogging camera, and I was just like, I'm a blog. Yeah, I'm a blog. I'm going to do that. So here I am, blogging. This is going to be my first video. I do plan on moving back. I do not plan on moving back this year. This year, I'm planning on organization and saving. Like I told y'all before in the other movie, I mean, you have to save. You can't just move. So because I do have a young kid, and I know how much the daycare is already in Houston, I am saving a year. Excuse me. I am saving a year worth of daycare for my daughter in Houston, so that when we move, I won't have to think about, oh man, how I'm gonna pay for daycare. It's already gonna be taken care of, you know. I'm done renting. I will not be renting when I move back to Houston. I plan on buying. I am so in love with Houston that's all I've been thinking about since I moved. Like, man, Houston was so much better. Like, even their Burlington's was better. I'm like, their Burlington's was better. Their TJ Maxx was better. I hate it here, but it keeps me from shopping. So if that makes any sense. I mean, yeah. So I do plan on moving back 2019. I do plan on moving back. I wanted to become a LPN here in Arkansas because it's so much easier to get into nursing school here. It's not as competitive as it is in Houston. It's very competitive in Houston to become a nurse. Very competitive. Because kids just go right from high school into nursing school in Houston. And here in Arkansas, you can't really just do that. You have to have so much more. But they don't look at just your entry exam. They look at more than that. So I'm going to try to do my LPN here in Arkansas. And I'm going to try to transfer it back to back to Texas. Which will be no problem because where I work now, they have a facility in Houston. So I'm going to stay there at that facility, go to LPN school, and then just transfer to Houston, Texas, so that I'll have a job when I come back. But anyway, both of my jobs, I had 2 jobs in Houston, but I didn't really work a lot. But my managers told me that they will keep my spot open. Not really open, but they would always have a place for me there when I'm ready to come back because of the circumstances. I didn't just leave. I left correctly, and they understood what was going on and why I had to leave. So both of them are telling me that whenever I'm ready to come back, I can come back. Just tell them when, and they'll rehire me. So I don't think finding a job back in Houston would be a problem whatsoever. But I do plan on buying. I am talking to a realtor who's going to help me repair my credit again. I had already repaired my credit before I moved from Houston. But when my husband died, like I said, when I went broke, I seriously went completely broke. I had maybe $2 in my bank account. At the most, $2. And I used my credit cards. My credit cards that I had, I was only really using them for credit rebuild. But I mean, when my husband passed, I had no money. So I had to use them for other situations, like buying milk for my daughter because I was breastfeeding, but the stress was just too much. I wasn't making enough milk at all, so I had to start supplementing milk with my daughter. So that I had to use credit cards. I had to use everything I had. So I just used over the limit. I had never maxed anything out, but with the credit cards, you're not supposed to go over a certain amount. Yeah, I did that. I went over a certain amount. So I'm working on paying stuff off of my credit and basically getting ready to buy a house when I move back to Houston. I plan on doing that for sure. I have these goals. I have a vision board. I have all types of things that's leading me back to Houston, and I want to bring y'all on my journey. So hopefully I get a better camera. I'm using my phone right now, but I've been having this video on my mind for a minute, and a lot of people keep, emailing me and writing me, and they're wanting me to do an update. So this is my update. I mean, it's not a good one, but it will tell y'all that I'm not just ignoring y'all. I was just trying to cope. I miss Houston like crazy. I miss Houston like it's my best friend. Like